Hey there, joy to the world, friends and family. Welcome to your Magic Monday. This is Joy with Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. If you're new to this channel, click that subscribe down below. Ring, ring, ring a ding, ding that bell, baby. Also, if you like the content we provide here at Joy of the World, give us that big thumbs up, like and share. Get out to your peeps, your friends, your family, whoever, Santa Claus, Johnny Reindeer, I don't know. But you bring them here to this channel and I'll do the work. Getting that weight off your shoulders so you can focus on you, baby, and bring forward your best, bold, bright, most beautiful dreams. Because that is what I'm excited about here at Joy to the World. And that's why I bring these energy sessions to you. Now, just so you know, every reading is timeless. I haven't dated any as of yet. If I do, it will be on purpose. But other than that, if they don't have dates, they're the pieces in your puzzle box. So whatever you're drawn to, tune in. Because here I know that we are the entire zodiac. Where do you have a zodiac chart? That it does not have every house, every sign on there. Okay, so when we find out there are pieces in our puzzle box that we put together to bring about the beautiful image of who we are, greater than we can think or imagine, should I say. So all that being said, let's level up, let's do our business and get on in here. Now look at this mighty deck. I've got three things combined here. I'd tell you what they were if I remembered all their names, but it doesn't matter. The elements contained in here are body, mind, and soul. And we're going to begin to see and shuffle and move around to see what's going on in the regions of you. Then we're bringing in a color card to kind of do some chakra check. And then we got some imagination station. We got some stuff coming in to clarify a little bit of some dream state going on. So this week is really focusing in on your hopes, dreams, and fears. And these aren't necessarily bad fears, so don't pigeonhole and run down that road just yet like a train on a track. The thing about our fears, they can also be guidance. Okay, they can be leveraged to us as well, because sometimes there are red flags going up. Fear isn't just this thing that comes after us. It's also something within us that keeps us alive, baby, and helps support us in a good kind of way. There's a fool unto life and a fool unto death. There's a fear unto life and there's a fear unto death, and that kind of foolishness, if that makes sense. So what I've decided to do is, I'm going to move them for a second. And then they've already, everything is clean, clear, and pre-shuffled. And we're going to see what you got going on here. I thought we were going to split the deck, but no, baby. You're already ready. So let's take a look. Mind, body, and soul. So, friends, you're wanting to start down in the soul. And in the soul, we have a 1 and a 4. Finding the foundation of yourself, the truth of who you really are. Even though you already know, you don't know how to live it, to breathe it, to facilitate it, to bring it forward, to be your best self, to give yourself the authority and permission that you may or may not have grown up under. Many of us weren't taught this soul teaching, this spiritual teaching of being our own best friend, walking in our power, giving ourselves the advantage of the benefits of who we are, that type of energy, okay? So here there's been like a losing of your head, a distorted world that you live in, and it's making me think very much of Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And you can see why. Take a look in there. Sorry about the glare, y'all. Still trying different sorts of lighting, microphones, all that. Hopefully the issues will smooth themselves out. Meanwhile, let's focus on this and see what we've got. So that's the head on top of your shoulders, and it's not even connected. There's okay, it's an inverted piece. Okay, gotcha. So down your soul's starving is basically what you're telling me. Your soul is starved to death here, and it's starved because you've been a peacekeeper, not a peacemaker, friend. So there's a difference between peacekeeping and peacemaking. Peacemaking is two energies, two realms, whether yourself and your environment, yourself and another person, whatever else, of being able to walk in your truth and having there be the qualities of honor and respect there, so that each person can be their own defined self, but not feel in competition or in conflict with each other. Because there's room for everybody's energy, right? So if one thing's out of balance, somebody's out of balance, there's going to begin to create that sway, that energy issue, that power struggle. Now, here, a peacemaker is someone who's able to speak up for themselves. They don't feel like they have to be brash and blurt out from their throat chakra. They don't have to come forward in their body language or close all off in a huff or roll their eyes or act like they're not listening, right? That's not peacemaking in the sense of throwing your weight around. Peacemaking is being able to just be simplified, direct. The emotions are settled. It's coming from a place of calm. And it doesn't have to mean it's going to be totally quiet inside of you. You can have some fervency in your voice. You can have some expressiveness going on there. It's none of that. It's not this dilution or diluting of self in order to appease another. That's the peacekeeper, right? So here it caused this entanglement, this vining going on, creating fingers of codependency, of displacement, of the seesaw of life that we talk about. Go back and check out some other videos. You'll find out a lot about it. But that seesaw is kind of like the boat, even rocking the boat, right? So you run all the way to one side to appease, and then it goes to the other. And it just keeps it going because you're trying, yeah, there we go, not to sink. So in this case, the seesaw is someone is either the cheater or the cheated upon, the abused or the abuser, you know, the one that that steals or that is stolen from, that type of, oh, wow, y'all are working me hard. That type of energy and interplay going on, thus the game of life. Well, life is not a game, it's a university, and you're supposed to graduate from it. And that is the graduation from the game, being played and playing, into living, which is playful. It is such a different quality, and there's freedom in it, friend. There's eternity in it. It starts clearing the karma, so there aren't lessons anymore because you're not in school. You're here to enjoy this life, this planet of pleasure. The reason we were given all these senses and the ability to connect, it begins to restore human nature and humanity, the good part of humanity, the kindness, the loyalty, the respect, the honor, those type of energies going on. So here it says, let love grow. No, this wasn't love that you experienced towards yourself, nor from yourself, nor towards yourself, okay? So let's see how we're going to get your head back on. I'm going to get a color card. Because see, the head ain't always where the head is. Sometimes your mind is elsewhere. So we're going to dig around your body, find out which auric field, color, chakra. Whew. Good Lord. Y'all, I try and make these videos short. Look what you're doing. So you're talking about straight up in your heart and your sacral chakra, and then it's like floating about out here in what could be your crown chakra, but also your imagination. So the energy of the crown chakra, not just the crown chakra, but the connection force in it. Then the amber, which has to do with your sacral chakra. I will show you these. Okay, your fire, your passion, you're forming yourself, but again, it was distorted. It was making yourself less than what you really are, not being able to feel like your whole true flesh, your whole true self can be seen, because there's some sort of shame aspect going on in here for you, friend. Okay, we're putting that there, and it seems that it's dividing into the green. Of course, the heart energy, you're talking about the field of the heart. So just like when you go to a hospital, they hook you up to a heart monitor. There's an electrical field around our heart, and this is your field. This one is healthy. Here is where you are found, friend. You're like, tell me this where the gold is down beneath here. X marks the spot. You're like, actually, we all point to the circle in the sky, and wherever that sun shines is where your treasure is. Okay, some of you need to get outside, baby. It is October. Get out there and enjoy this unctuous season, these colors going on around there. You ain't gonna fall. It is fall. All right, friend? And you're coming in to a divine connection. It's bringing you into order. It's restoring, and you're talking about like healing and annealing the Five of Wands is very much what you're talking about. Because to me, it's not a chaotic card. It is an attempt to bring about order to something that had previously been chaotic, where the pieces and components are coming together, and the mind's trying to work with it and formulate an understanding and a connection, which is often, for some of you, this went on starting at around age 5. Okay, that disassociation from yourself to where you had to be the peacekeeper in your home. Are you a middle child? Are you a second child? Very common that second children are the mediators. Whether there are 5 kids in the house or whether there are only 2, you're still the second child if you're second born. So that begins to expand. It's opening up this. There's very much mouse spirit, mouse energy going on here. The feeling of being small, just being reiterated, maybe shamed, cut down to size to where it destroyed, and you're showing me that it distorted your self-image. That it took something in someone that's beautiful, who you are standing in your own power, and it diminished it for the sake of someone else's leveraging up of how they feel. There's a way to cause others to feel big about yourself. One is to encourage and motivate yourself, and then out of your excess, your overflow, it pours into the lives of others around you. Or you can encourage and motivate those around you, right? That's how to expand the world around you. Some people make themselves feel big by not doing their own work, but by diminishing another and cutting them down and reducing them down, putting you in your place. Your place is on your throne, baby, so I put you there. I give you permission to get back on your magnificent throne for your head, your mind, your beauty, your peace to be restored. And knowing who you are and feeling good about it, not having to translate it in your mind, not having to alter it from this language and that state, and reading people's emotional states around you. You talk about some rich work, and now you're like, whoop, here's the hair work, Joy. That was the body work, the body shaming, the distorting of your body, the distortion surrounding everyday normal things of feeling safe in your home, feeling comfortable in your skin, feeling good about the food you eat and the way you move about in this world and how you connect with others, okay? Now, this is the energy card of your crown chakra. So this is showing up as your crown chakra here. It is the rich, illuminated color. You definitely have a strong spiritual connection going out from you, but it wasn't showing it return to you. And that's what this energy is trying to do, is to drive it home, drive it into your heart. But you have to understand you are sweet, you are delicious, you are unctuous, you are favored, you are divine. And you're like, I don't know if I feel all that joy. And I'm like, well, I see it. It's right here. Look, look, look. Do I need? There we go. Let's get a little closer look. Look, the sweet simplicity of you, the order, that connection. Because remember, we're talking about the 4 of Lavario. We have the Lavaria there as the order, and that's what's being reiterated here. Now, if you've ever smelled a lilac in the warmth of the sun, it's fantastic, and that's what this is about, your sunny self. As you begin to brighten up, and your earthen treasure comes forward into the magnificence, the radiance of the sun, your sun sign tune. In this week, too, you have many of them, y'all, but your sun sign, that's where you're going to find out some more about this, okay, about this quadrant, this mapping, this divine cross is what you're talking about, okay? And that cross isn't like, you know, here are the 4 directions. We often see it as us as the central point of where do we go from here. And in this case, this divine self, this loving card that's here to show you is no, let's draw it and bring it to be about you. Because here you've been connecting spiritually and radiating out. Now spirit, cosmos, life, the world around you, the sheer force of life is ready to connect with you, about you, and to share the beauty of who you are so that you can enjoy the divinity, the divine self, the rewards, the benefits. Okay. So with that, then we're going into 33. Ooh, that's sparking some creativity. Did you know all that was going on? What's got you stirred now and you like strutting your stuff? It says love the darkness. Look at this. Look at you strutting your stuff. That's a 4-footed crow. It's like a crow stallion. Who's a crow stallion? Crustacean? Crustallion. We're picking a crustini, a crustallion, all those stuff up in here. Some of you are Sagittarius. This is a Sagittarius influence going on. Or you have a, gotcha. So mind, body. Your body, you are definitely feeling the effects and the pull and the drag and the draw of the nodes going on between Sagittarius and Gemini. Although your primal self, okay, your primal body, those urges, those unctions, those things, life is moving on. It's still going forward. But part of your mindset, like the mental state of the body of what to do, because you're going like sign language. What do? What do we do about that? How do we control this? We have a reputation to protect. I'm like, really? That was tied to this old thing. You got a whole new self rising up here, coming on in here, being thrust at you, baby. So just get the glove out and catch. Get ready to catch that baby. Delivery is coming, friend. And there's a bit of wind blocking going on, a little bit undergirding, some guardianship going on as well in the lower regions and the lower realms, because you feel like you have to protect and take care of yourself. Now, the South Node is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is very philosophical, expanded, focused on the world, the environment, and I don't just mean like tree hugger, green peace type stuff. I'm talking about the world around you, the space around your body, the environment that you're in, okay? And then Gemini has to do with the internal, the self, the knowing of yourself and the knowing of your two selves, the knowing of your ascendant as well as your sun sign, knowing, because your sun sign is how you pretty much view yourself and your immediate family and your closest, dearest friends see you, okay? Or should, right? And that's where a lot of this distortion and these type of things come on in and define who you are. And you can often want to abandon your sun, your solarness, just simply because you felt hemmed in by it. You felt dominated by it. You didn't like those attitudes and suggestions, so you kind of threw the baby out with the bathwater. Well, get ready to catch, because that bathwater being dumped. They're like, catch, get ready, get the gloves on. You're coming, baby. You're coming back home. I love it. So, okay, where was I at? Okay, yourself, and then you have to do with the ascendant part. The ascendant part has to do with how the world sees you, like classmates, teachers, people at the grocery store, whomever else, acquaintances, and moderate friends, right? They see you more in your ascendant. And therefore, that's often what you can be drawn towards, which is a good thing, because our ascendant is the direction where we begin to go in life. But what they've been gathering and bringing back around as we're wrapping up this 200 years of air, as we're balancing the eye of God of our chart, of the four angles, those sort of things, are like, step into your sun sign. You are your sun sign. Get into it. That's you right here, and everything emanating out from around you. But the cosmos, the world, life itself, and how life, the purity of your origin and your divinity and where you came from and what you knew you were here about and who you are, is trying to return to you in a point of light, in a star, in a capture, in a moment. I mean, like a flicker. Some of us, they're talking about vibration power. They're talking about miracle power. Just coming on in, that the moment your vibration is tuned in line, and this isn't per your effort, okay? This is just per your understanding and getting in the full connection with your spirit, with yourself, being your own best friend, right? Knowing the truth of who you are and what you're here for and how you operate. You have those energies and you begin to master them and divine with them and breathe with them and get in collaboration with that. That's when you really begin to flourish. And so that's what they're saying. Don't abandon your sun sign. Be in your solarness, be in your radiance, and then move towards that ascendant, okay? And right now it's Sagittarian energy. Is being able to feel the environment around you, which is quite odd that the first thing that happens is COVID comes in and locks a lot down, because Sagittarians can often be big travelers or big movers about. That's someone who's able to just hop in the car and go on a whim. And that doesn't mean across country or get on a plane across the world. It can just be someone who likes to move a lot. Very moving, forward moving, progressive, connecting, wanting new sights, new smells, new tastes, new information, because that's Jupiter. Jupiter's hungry, 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 ready to reveal itself, ready to take it in and undress it and unwrap that candy. So you ain't got no cars on that. I'll be fine. Okay, okay. So now you want to step up in. That's some creative power going on there, baby. Livening that, stepping on into that, allowing yourself to know yourself in that manner, to have the power of the Gemini, which now is in the North Node, Sagittarius in the South Node, and to be able to move into yourself. Because Gemini, if that was really stirring you here and you want more clarity, they're saying go back and check out some Gemini videos, as they are timeless reads. Draw to the one that your spirit is calling you into and listen to and receive, because Gemini has had the undercurrent of talking about closing the gap in between. The gap in between those things, so that you're not being spread between the boat and the dock anymore. You're not in conflict with yourself. You come into the power of Scorpio, of your intimate self, and you're able to align your eyes, because our eyes have to do with way more than our aura. It has to do with the energy connected to that and how we communicate with our world. Okay, so now into your mind. 29, you looking fine, baby. You like, I'm all psychically stimulated now. It's adding up to 11. You're like, power, love. I'm feeling connected, joy, and I am returning to myself. How, woo! That's what you got going on here, baby. And the thing is, it doesn't even matter. This time the wolf is not even showing up as a wound because it could be throwing a shadow right now. But it's about being able to focus on your sun and your moon aligning. That's the magic and the majesty of when your sun and moon aligns. It not just ticking around. I can point to it on my chart that that's what's really happening. No, this is a position of self. It is the tuning of the streams, the awareness of who you are, and allowing the interplay and the divine union and conversation, because that is the two parents coming together of who we are, of our inside and our outside, of our mind becoming whole and being this radiant, luminous, glowing orb that is undivided. Okay, undivided. And you're getting hungry just because of it. I'm seeing it because you're asking me to feed you. So that's what we're going to do here, is get some feeding. But you need to know the power of this is in your hands. Okay, so your sun, your moon comes when your mind and your heart get on the same page. Okay, when you get in union with yourself and you understand yourself. Because remember this here, a peacemaker. You should never have to diminish yourself for another person to be comfortable, because that's not true comfort that they have there. That is a distortion. It is an altered vibration. Just like there's nothing wrong with anger. Anger is a real feeling that we have because something's out of tune, something's out of touch, and we're like, whoa, wait, what just happened? Let me sort this out. Let me figure this out, because something struck you with a touch of passion. You're like, that got me stirred up, but not in the right way. So passion sits here and anger sits here. But when we let them come together, we have that calmness of communication, being able to express ourselves in how we feel. All right. So you talk about the hunger, you talk about the wolf moon. Ooh, you're like, baby, we coming into that wolf moon. And you said in this autumn season, we're about to blossom out. We're about to bud out. Some of you got buds coming on here, baby. That could be friends. That could be family. That could be fun. I see you there. Let's get a little bit more. Are we feeding the wolf just yet? Or are we still stirring you up? We still stirring. I see you. We're still stirring. Okay. That's where we're going to start, because y'all lit my nose up. 49. And now you're talking about creating a foundational establishment, like a real rooting and grounding, like a real commitment to yourself and understanding of who you are. And understanding is really not something to be sought. It'll happen all of its own, that just through living and observing. Oh, that's funny, because that is called the observer. Can you see? Through the simple act of living every day, reflecting, observing, being tuned in, and y'all, please, aware of your environment going on around you, and aware of how you experience that environment. Like here, it lit you up. You said, "Oh, baby." So it's being able to respond and connect to life going on in and around you, wanting to move through you, wanting it to be like the strings being strummed on a guitar, or like the wind passing through a wind instrument. It is what makes the music. It makes the magic. It makes the harmony. And that begins to put you back together. This is mending. This is a divine work. And it's done one stitch at a time. It's done in the daily. It's not going to detract nor take away from the big scope of who you are, and having to go earn your paycheck, or getting to go enjoy the way you work in this world, or even, your divine world, ran you cleaned up, doing your drawers, I don't know, whatever. That type of thing is just done the daily, the stitching, the mending, repairing, as you begin to have this keen observation, as you have and enjoy this divine connection, being able to get that belly power back, the owning of oneself. You're going to come into the sun and the moon aligning. All right. It's like when you go to the eye doctor, and they say, they try this, they try this, they try this, they try this. And that's kind of what you're doing. It's not about the good or bad, right or wrong anymore, because your sun and moon are aligned. It has to do with what feels good to me, what feels right to me, because that's being able to speak with your mind, but live forward from your heart, to live forward from your soul, because the heart is a place where the two are connecting, where they're conversing and coming forward together, so that you rebuild your trust in yourself. And you know yourself, and that's how you give yourself the authority and permission that we were talking about in the very beginning. So you're wanting to get a color. Oh, that's funny. Cyan, hello. You're wanting to get a color card, and that has to do with your truth. Living in your truth, walking in your truth. That when you look in the mirror, you see yourself. And you're like, that's me. That's me. There I am. Look at me. Fantastic, fabulous, strong, capable, well able. Okay. Provided for, protected, loved, aligned. That I feel you. Mm, 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 mm. Conscious living. Look at that. Conscious divine living. And for many of you, that has to do with excitement, showing your excitement. You don't necessarily have to share and tell everybody about it. Literally, you're going to come into this state of your sun moon aligning, that the truth of the things that have been buried downside that you had always wanted to do or had wanted to get to, or you had let falter or fall behind, it just begins to be recovered, emerged, and comes back together. That it's like bubbles effervescing when a wave crashes. It's like popping the champagne cork and there they come, or cracking open the soda, the sparkling water, the fizzies, the whatever. The effervescence in who you are, the very things that lift your soul and lift your spirit, begin to break out into this world, ever transforming all of us. That's why the channel Joy of the World is here, because as you step into that freedom and you feel good like that, it impacts even me on this side of the planet, wherever I am from you, whether we ever meet in person or not. And imagine when you're living like that, that's when your truth, remember that cyan that was showing up, your truth comes into this world and it transforms our world. It transforms our world, not by effort, not by trying, not by conscious thinking, okay? Not having to weigh out the angel, the devil, the good, the bad, the light, the dark, the right, the wrong. You're not having to relegate any of that information to any compartment anywhere. Remember, it's through the living and the processing and the observing, being a part, taking part in life. That's how it all changes. This is exciting. I love this Magic Monday. I hope you have too. Tune back in again soon. For some of you, tune into your sun sign. Remember, and for a few of you, maybe the Sagittarius and Gemini, because we are the whole zodiac. Whatever you need, baby, we're here for you. I love you. Talk soon. Bye.